Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, Qadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS and the Akim, presence with truth and in sincerity. So, Lord willing, this video is edifying through the spirit and power of Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, his brother Rawchaa. So, we recently were reading in Jeremiah, and man, I think I'm going to start doing these, every time start a new book, do like a pre, the little, how they talk about it, the history on the book, because it's cool to know when these times were, when it was happening. So yeah, I'm gonna just start. Is the book of Jeremiah. So this is Jeremiah is rightly considered among the major prophets. His book is longer than Isaiah and is also longer than either Ezekiel or the 12 minor prophets combined. It is an important subject matter, includes timely messages to the Most High's people in the closing days of Judah and prophecies concerning the Messiah and the covenant. The book customarily appears between Isaiah and Ezekiel in the Old Testament canon. Jeremiah's text has come down in differing forms in the Greek Old Testament, the Septuagint. It is shorter and shows a different arrangement of the material in chapters 46 to 51. Both the Hebrew and Greek texts of the book have been found among the Dead Sea Scrolls. No compelling reason exists, however, for abandoning the traditional form of the original Hebrew text reflected in our English translations. So, authorship. Jeremiah doubtless was the chief author of the book that bears his name. Its final edition was probably brought together shortly after his death by his scribe Barak. Jeremiah was the son of Hilkiah, a priest in the line of Abiathar, who lived in Antoth. And Barak, I'm pretty sure that's the one, the Barak, written in the Apocrypha, the book of Barak. I believe it's like six chapters. Jeremiah learned a high regard for the law of the Lord and the importance of the temple and priesthood. The etymology of Jeremiah's name is uncertain, perhaps meaning either meaning either Yahweh is exalted or Yahweh is cast down, which we could just look it up. Let's see, look it up in the there. Let's see. See what it says. His name meaning. Whom Yahweh has appointed. Well, that's what his name meaning. Yeah. Whom Yahweh has appointed. They put Jehovah, but that's not his name. Yeah. So back to this. Jeremiah prophesied during the reign of Judah's last kings. His prophetic ministry stretched from the days of Josiah 640 to 609 BC until Jerusalem's fall in the reign of Zedekiah 598 to 586 BC. Following his divine call in 627 BC, Jeremiah served the Lord and the people of Judah throughout the rapidly changing scenes of the final decades of the southern kingdom and even beyond. This prophet was a deeply spiritual man. He was wholly dedicated to Yahawah Bahasham YAHAWASHI, so that despite a shy and retiring nature, his fervent love for the Most High and his people never waned. Yeah, so right here, I thought this was dope because it shows, like it tells you, what the spirit that Jeremiah had. He was shy, he was retiring. Which retiring it means like being alone. He wasn't really like a people person. Jeremiah became an object lesson of a man who's committed to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua enabled him by God's grace to overcome his natural timidity and live courageously in the face of severe opposition and tragic circumstances. Yeah, so he was timid, he was shy, which timid means he's like kind of scared, you know. But hey, through this word, through the Lord, hey, he became bold. He got courage. Hey, and that shows the power that the Lord has, man. Even though me personally, I'm like I'm a brother that's like not really, I'm like shy, I've had a couple of drinks, you know what I mean? I'm like usually shy, like I don't really talk to much people. I'm pretty sure I'm like socially autistic, you know. But hey, when you're speaking these words, hey, there's a spirit that comes on you, man. That comes upon you. You speak boldly, man, because it's the spirit of the Lord that takes over. We're and it's dope because that shows the balance of the Lord, man. It shows like he could raise up anybody to do his will. The Lord is a power of balance. His personal sorrow over the messages that he had to deliver often caused him to weep for his people in a manner unparalleled until the man of sorrows would come. Historical setting. The time of frame of the book of Jeremiah stretches from the prophet's call in 627 BC until his later life among the Judean refugees in Egypt, some years after the fall of Jerusalem in 586 BC. These were trying times for Judah. The nation was caught up in the rapidly changing political events in the Near East during the late 7th and early 6th centuries BC. All the revival and religious reform followed the finding of the book of the law during the repair of the temple in 622 BC. And then it mentions chapters, precepts you can look up, which I haven't looked those up. Maybe I'll do those some other time. Or the effects of Josiah's religious edicts were short-lived. With the death of the godly Josiah, Judah's apostasy quickly resurfaced. Jeremiah repeatedly warned of resulting judgment, which finally occurred through the events of shifting Near Eastern political scene. Nabopolassar of Babylon defeated the Assyrians at Nineveh in 612 BC when Pharaoh Necho of Egypt moved to their aid. Josiah withstood Egypt at Megiddo at the cost of his life. Later, the retreating Egyptians took his son Joash captive, which I found it interesting. Megiddo, Esau got that Project Megiddo, where I'm gonna just look it up right here. Look, Project Megiddo was a report researched and written by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation under Director Louis Frey, released on October 20th, 1999. The report named followers of white supremacy, Christian identity, and American militant movement, Black Hebrew Israelites, and apocalyptic cults as potential terrorists who might become violent in reaction to new millennium. Yeah, so they took this from the scriptures. For over 4,000 years, Megiddo, a hill in northern Israel, has been the site of many battles. Ancient cities were established there to serve as a fortress on the plain of Jezreel to guard a mountain pass. As Megiddo was built and rebuilt, one city upon the other, a mound or hill was formed. The Hebrew word Armageddon means hill of Megiddo. In English, the word has come to represent battle itself, which I'm pretty sure the Hebrew word is Amagadwan, which means Yahweh's judgment. The last book of the New Testament of the Bible designates Armageddon as the assembly point in the apocalyptic setting of God's final and conclusive battle against evil. The name Megiddo is an apt title for a project that analyzes those who believe the year 2000. All right, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I just thought that was the Megiddo that's in the scriptures, which that reminded me of that Project Megiddo, what the FBI stated that all them groups are terrorists. So later the retreating Egyptians took his son Jehoahaz captive and installed Josiah's second son Joachim on the throne. He was an apostate who persecuted Jeremiah and other true believers. He was later succeeded by his brother Jehoiakim, who was captured by Nebuchadnezzar at the same time Ezekiel was taken captive. Zedekiah, Josiah's third son, was then installed as king. He too was ungodly king who persecuted Jeremiah and rejected his prophecies. Finally, in 586 BC, Nebuchadnezzar totally destroyed Jerusalem, and Zedekiah was blinded and led away in chains by to Babylon. Although Jeremiah's message was one of an inevitable judgment upon Judah, he also delivered news of great consolation. The Most High would yet deal anew with a repentant people in a great new covenant through which the promised blessings of old would be realized. Jeremiah's prophecies thus span at the era that was passing away and that which was to come. The returning exiles would constitute a pledge of the great final gathering of God's people to himself for the Messiah's everlasting reign. And yeah, that was, man, that took 12 minutes. That took kind of longer. I had precepts, but yeah, I just thought that was dope, to bring out like what the spirit Jeremiah was in, and the spirit Jeremiah had. He was timid, shy, but hey, when he spoke, he spoke the words of the Lord. So there's Jeremiah 1:4. Then the word of the Lord YAHAWAH came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Lord power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But the Lord YAHAWAH said unto me, Say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi. Man, and then this, knowing like how Jeremiah's spirit was, he was kind of like doubtful. He's like, I can't speak, for I'm a child. He was probably afraid, he's shy. But hey, what the Lord raised him up. He put that confident spirit on him to go preach to his people. So this is all the works of the Lord, man. He could put his spirit on anybody. The people that people wouldn't even think. It's the Lord's movie. So this is I'll end it on this. This is Jeremiah 5:14. Wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. Hey man, these words, the words of the Lord, is fire. It's the truth. And knowing the truth, it gives you a certain boldness to go preach it. Knowing that the Lord's with us. Hey. What did it say? Be not afraid. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Hey, the Lord's with us, man. We're still fighting. We're still in the fight. We're still walking this treacherous path. The straight line to the kingdom. Where is it? Enter ye at the straight gate. So, yeah, that was it. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, Qadash, and double honors to the apostles and the others at GMS and the Akim, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. And shalom to the elect and abad babal, shalak mawat, shalak rayam to Babylon. Shalom to the elect.